Welcome to the tech. We are so excited to be here for this event. Many folks from TD get ready to celebrate finest dressing rating. That more often than they don't. They've got that small block Chevy powered Dragster with the supercharger and the Toyota lane. They're going to line up against the wicked weird Steve Vang from Norman, Oklahoma, with his Altered set to go down the Phil's Trailer Sales lane. TDRA Drag Racing has got 8 or 9 several races on their schedule, and I've just been told that they keep adding races to their schedule because everybody wants a piece of this action here. So a double shot of supercharged big block Chevrolet vehicle, small block on the right side, big block on the left side. Steve Vang, you may remember a couple of wins in Funny Car Chaos competition under his belt with the Wicked Weekender Funny Car. But every now and then he likes to take the funny car body off and put the altered body on and do a little else. You can see the number on the scoreboard. That's the magic number. It's Outlaw 460. That is the perfect number, the index for this category. They use a 4/10 Pro tree, and both drivers on their way down the racetrack. It's going to be the Dragster from Marietta, Oklahoma, getting there first with a 457 at 150.97 miles an hour, almost 141 miles an hour. 028 on the Christmas tree, a 106.60, and a 457. Goes under the magic number, so that will factor into the qualifying. They've got more than one qualifying shot. Determine who lines up 1 through 8 or 1 through 16 as appropriate. Steve Vang left before the tree activated. Does not record an elapsed time. Our next pair, we've got David Crow from Hutto, Texas, on the right side of the racetrack in the Toyota lane. And we've got Trey Schenzel from Hernando, Mississippi, another one of those teams out of Mississippi that have made the tow across the river and over here to North Texas for the Funny Car Chaos Classic. You got to get a chance to see Trey Schenzel with this competition coupe, making some test runs yesterday along with the other Mississippi cars. They are going to try out that Phil's Trailer Sales lane. My name's Dave. I'll be your voice in the chaos as we have Friday night under the lights with qualifying for several classes, culminating with the Funny Car second round qualifier. We are broadcasting from high atop the Tower of Power at 88.7 on your FM dial. That is Pirate Radio KOS FM NS. We are broadcasting globally on flowracing.com, presented by Larice Motorsports Insurance. The competition coupe and the slingshot dragster coming up to the starting line for their first qualifying run in this inaugural event of the Funny Car Chaos season in 2020. Both drivers staged. And they take that flash of amber on the right side of the racetrack. It's a 465 at 147 for David Crow. And a 491 at 155 miles an hour for Trey Schenzel from Hernando, Mississippi. Pair of Outlaw 460 cars with doors. You will see that. The rules for this class, very simple. No rear engine dragsters, no throttle stops. The end. If you want to run a 460, run with this group, and they are having some fun and growing their brand. Lynn McKenzie from Lawton, Oklahoma has that extended cab S10 truck over there on the Toyota racetrack. On the left side in the Phil's trailer sales lane, Mo Data coming in the Corvette. Outlaw Fuel Altered, you should be in staging lanes 2 and 3. We're anxious to see those winged warriors coming out on the racetrack. Outlaw Fuel Altered, lanes 2 and 3. Funny car call-outs, you're going to be on the lane 8 and lane 9 of the staging lanes, and all other funny cars, lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7. Outlaw Fuel Altereds, staging lanes 2 and 3, please. Well, the reason for the shutdown is that there's up in the shutdown area, as apparently one of the previous cars was unable to make it to the exit and is going to have an assist to get off of the racetrack. So once we get the all clear from the top end, we're able to fire this pair of cars up and get them down the racetrack. Well, race fans, we had 39 cars record a time, or attempt to record a time anyway, in the first round of qualifying for our Spell Paving Services Funny Car Chaos class. It goes from number 1, Kyle Smith, at a 363, to number 38, Kevin Kinsley in the War Wagon, with a number he'd rather I did not say. Danny Smith also made a run, but left before the tree activated, so no time recorded. But the current bump spot for the Rodat Custom Coffee A field is at 407 with a 3. That will not last very long. All right, so the all clear signal comes from the top end of the racetrack, and we are ready to light these babies back up with the Corvette and the pickup truck set to go down the racetrack. First round qualifying, Outlaw 460. Here in our Friday night under the lights qualifying. Lynn McKenzie right down the middle to a 466 at 149 miles an hour. Puts a nice number on the board to get himself qualified. 628 left side is problems experienced by the Corvette in the Phil's trailer sales lane. Both drivers keeping those cars under control and headed for the exits in the shutdown area. And our next comes to us out from underneath the tunnel. Time to light some fires. Megan Meyer to the staging lanes, please. Megan Meyer to the staging lanes, please. Wes Baker and Steve Sperlin are going to be our next pair. The Dragster on the left side in the Phil's trailer sales lane comes to us from Corsicana, Texas, C-Town. And the Altered on the right side comes to us from A-Town, Amarillo. Nice looking pair of hot rods set to get a qualifying run under their belt here on Friday night in TDRA 460 competition. The numbers on the scoreboard give you the number that they're chasing. Closest to 460 without going under will grab the number one qualifying spot in the field. That's always good for an advantage on the pairings in first round. You want to be as close to number one as you can be. You want to be number one or as close to the top as you can be. Steve Sperlin has a good looking, good running Altered. Moving up towards the pre-stage in the Toyota lane, and Wes Baker's car. Poised to thrill. We got 3 bulbs lit, now 4, here they go. Dragster looks to be pulling out a little ways ahead and gets to the finish line with a 468 at 147 miles per hour. Steve Sperlin's Altered 498, 144.6 miles an hour. Not bad, as the car was stumbling a little bit before he got all the horsepower put to the ground. They'll be looking for a little quicker, a little faster run on that next go. Andy Voigt from Wichita Falls has the supercharged slingshot dragster fired up in the Toyota lane. Going to have Michael Anderson from Ovacos supercharged machine coming to you in the Phil's Trailer Sales lane. Fresh back from a trip out to Baco where they ran in the top fuel category. Great looking pair of race cars, decidedly nostalgic flair. Chasing that 460. TDRA revised their quickest, fastest class from the 465 index to the Outlaw 460 designation. Took the rules and started drawing additional cars as door cars and additional race cars started showing up for this exciting 460 index competition. 149 miles an hour for Anderson. Andy Voigt goes under the magic number, 454 with a 0 at a nice 152 plus miles an hour, almost 150. So the driver's taking advantage of that long shutdown area here at the Texas Motorplex. Anderson goes left. Voigt goes left, top end is clear, and the fires are lit for our next pair to come to the starting line. Joey Myrick has a controlled chaos Altered lined up on the left side. Darren Inman from Bedford, Texas, has got their Altered over on the Toyota side of the Christmas tree. Well, Darren Inman has trouble getting the car to go backwards, so they're just going to have to go forward down the racetrack and forfeit that run. Joey Myrick, Plainview, Texas. You saw Myrick make a run earlier. Joey running in the quick class, Outlaw 60. Supercharged big block Chevy powered machine from out on the high plains. Well, the tree flashed amber. The car did not go. There's a problem with the race car. Shut it down. Well, so a tough break right there for the Controlled Chaos team. Hopefully they will have a solution for that problem and be able to come back and make a fine run. So the race crew checking out the racing surface, making sure that we're all good before we light up there. Should be just a moment. We've got Outlaw Fuel Altereds coming your way. We've got a match race with a pair of Dragsters coming your way. And, of course, second round qualifying for Funny Car coming your way. Funny Car callouts, you'll be in staging lanes 8 and 9. All other Funny Cars, lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once again, Funny Car competitors, the call-out staging lanes 8 and 9. All other Funny Cars to lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7 for that second qualifying round coming your way. So Drew turns the racetrack back over to the race car drivers, and we are go for the next pair. Heather Carson is going to be next up on the left in the Phil's trailer sales lane. In the door car, Xavier Beltran from Waxahachie, Texas, lines up on the right side of the Christmas tree. In the Toyota lane, Outlaw 460 qualifying. Round number 1. On Funny Car Friday at the third annual Lone Star Forklift Funny Car Chaos Classic. Brought to you by our new friends at SoCal Speed Shop of Waco. Down right near the silos off 35 in Waco, downtown. Dragster versus door car. Used to wouldn't see much of this. However, since they changed to Outlaw 460, very simple. Not the only thing you could not see in this class. Beltran's Dragster on the way down the right side to a 491 at 141 miles an hour. Heather Carson posted 503 at 139.5 miles per hour. Next pair already fired up and moving towards the water. Anticipating a quick clear on the top. All right, funny car call-outs to the staging lanes, please. Funny car call-outs to the staging lanes, lanes 8 and 9. Funny car call-outs. Staging lane 8, staging lane 9, please. Come on down. Funny call-outs. Staging lanes 8 and 9, please. Daryl Reed from Iowa Park, Texas, has that Chop Top 57 Outlaw door car over there on the side of the Christmas tree in the Toyota lane. Jason Gluck from Dublin, Texas. The Gluck towing slingshot dragster lines up in the Phil's Trailer Seiko lane. Daryl Reed doing double duty, running Nostalgia Modified Production and Outlaw 460. 464 to a 511 on the racetrack. Jason Gluck, 150 plus miles an hour. Daryl Reed, 141.39. So all kinds of hot rods get to run in this particular category, and they've had their time chasing that 460 magic number. They will figure out their qualifying, and we have got more cars set to go as we have got funny car call-outs coming to staging lanes 8 and 9, please. Funny car call-outs to staging lanes 8 and 9. Once again, race fans, you probably noticed 54 cars entered for the class. 38 of them have come out, 39 have come out to make a run in the first round of qualifying. So we are anticipating a great showing in this qualifying, which will be coming up right after Outlaw Fuel Altereds. A little bit of track prep being done before we send this next pair down the racetrack. Friday night showtime is gonna be a blast. Glad you decided to be a part of it with us, the Texas Motorplex. Fat Tires Apparel is the only place to get your official event shirts. They are set up on the vendor midway behind the grandstand on the pit side of the racetrack. Go by and see Corey and Amanda. Your color of event shirt. They've got multiple sizes, limited quantities though, so be sure to get yours before you leave tonight.
McKinney Motorsports is your #1 source for all your chassis needs. McKinney Motorsports is the leading chassis parts supplier and fabricator in Nitro drag racing. From custom tanks and fittings, full chassis builds, body mounts, steering components, fasteners, tabs, clamps, composite parts, and much more. Our household name in the racing world guarantees added performance on the track. Join our list of proven winners that spans over 50 years of racing experience. Nitro Chaos comes to Cleves, Ohio, and Edgewater Sports Park, Friday and Saturday, April 28th and 29th, presented by Summit Racing Equipment. Header flames will fill the sky on Friday night with 2 rounds of Nitro qualifying under the lights. Saturday, final qualifying and elimination. Plus, witness Radical Outlaw Pro Mods, Gear Slamming Gassers, and Nitro Sculpting Door Slammers. Every ticket is a pit pass, and kids 10 and under are free. Get info at nitrochaos.com. April 28th and 29th, Edgewater Sports Park. Be there.
The biggest drag race in Eddyville Raceway Park history. For the first time ever, a double dose of chaos. Funny car chaos and nitro chaos on the same weekend. Are you ready for this? It's the inaugural Twisted Shifters and 360 Steel Chaos in the Cornfield. Presented by Stanky Motorsports. May 26th through 28th in the cornfields of Iowa. Over $60,000 up for grabs as nitro burners of all kinds pound the ground in Nitro Chaos competition. Sharing the stage with the Outlaw flip-top floppers of Funny Car Chaos. The track strip will be begging for mercy. This will be the biggest, wildest, fastest, most action-packed and unpredictable drag racing event the Midwest has seen in years. We're gonna make history at Eddyville Raceway Park, May 26th through 28th. Trust us when we tell you, you gotta be there.
Right now, as we go with a pair of dragsters in a match race, our Friday night soon to be under the lights. It would be under the lights. Light saving time hadn't kicked in, but that's all right. We can deal with that. We got John Robinson in the world's quickest diesel dragster in the 8th mile on the left side of the racetrack in the Phil's trailer sales lane, taking on the gunk backed dragster out of Randy Meyer Racing. That is Megan Meyer doing the driving on that. A gal with quite a few sheepskins on the wall, so to speak, because she's got a couple of world championships for that team out of Kansas. Injected Nitro dragster taking on the turbocharged diesel dragster. A little something extra for you here on Friday night at the Funny Car Chaos Classic. 2 very different ways of getting down the racetrack. Got to see in testing yesterday, maybe, John Robinson's diesel dragster. And, of course, once that car gets to going down the racetrack, you'll see that thick cloud of smoke coming up from the exhaust as the turbocharger pushes plenty of oxygen into that 6-cylinder Cummins engine. That's a 6-cylinder Cummins, just like you would have Dodge Ram pickup truck. But it's been highly massaged, and it will get down the racetrack quick. He's going to get bragging rights first, as that car goes 432 at 176 miles an hour. Something happened on the launch for the injected Nitro dragster as it coasted out there to about the tree, and then suddenly, zip, zam, zowie, and off it went. You can see the tracks out there. So not exactly the run that they were looking for on the dragster on the right. However, I'm going to say John Robinson is pretty happy with that 432 on the left in the car at 176 miles an hour. All right, so the race crew is going their way down the surface, checking everything for possibility of something on the racetrack that should not be there. And once they finish that little process, we are going into Outlaw Fuel Altered with their first qualifying round. Funny car callouts, you should be in staging lanes 8 and 9. Funny car callouts, staging lanes 8 and 9. All other funny cars for the second qualifying round, you'll be in lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't forget, race fans, we got jets coming your way a little bit later on. Proudly by Lone Star Forklift and Mesquite Aircraft Sales and Service, along with Tommy Gunn's Speed Shop. They're looking at a 5-race schedule starting, of course, this weekend at the Texas Motorplex. They've got a race next weekend just a few miles down the road. Then they're going to be Memorial Day weekend up at Mocan Dragway. A race June 24th at Thunder Valley Raceway Park up in Oklahoma City. And their championship finals will be coming up October the 7th. So find them at ofaa.net to keep up with all the news about the incredible racing from the Lone Star Forklift Outlaw Altered Association. Track staff here at Texas Motorplex doing that last bit of massaging on the racing surface so that we are ready for Winged Warriors, the Outlaw Fuel Altereds. They run 2 rounds of qualifying. You'll get a chance to see them in first round of eliminations before we go to a Chicago-style final round with the 2 quickest winners of the first round eliminations tomorrow facing off in the final. That will be run with the finals of all of our funny car classes tomorrow on race day here at the Funny Car Chaos Classic. The Outlaw Fuel Altered Association 2022 champion was Keith Zimmerer, and the penny pincher altered. If you were here earlier in the day, you already know that Keith Zimmerer has taken the penny pincher name to Funny Car. And they put a nice run on the board earlier in the day as they are sitting pretty right now with the number 5 qualifying shot at a 391. So that leaves the field wide open for all of these professional racers with the Fuel Altered Association to not have to contend with the defending champion. They will duke it out amongst themselves to see who's going to claim the coveted season championship in the Lone Star Forklift Outlaw Fuel Altered Association, presented by Mesquite Aircraft Sales and Service. All right. Quarterburger says it's time to go. It's just there's a whole lot less of these. Well, okay then. Let's go Fuel Altered racing, shall we? Rick Llewellyn is from Lake, Texas. He's got that beautiful red Midnight Special car set to go down the lane. He's got Corey Holcomb's Black Widow in the other lane. In the other lane, that being the Phil's trailer sales lane. Corey comes to us from Arlington, Texas, as these 2 competitors looking to put up a nice number to lead off Outlaw Fuel Altered Association qualifying. Nitro-fueled Hemi on the right side of the racetrack. A methanol-fueled Chevy on the left side of the racetrack. Llewellyn brings the car up to the starting line for a solo pass. Something goes wrong with the Black Widow, so they wind up having that baby back. Llewellyn made a test run yesterday. They come out for a qualifying run today, and a nice looking run as he clicks it off a little bit early to a 4:22 at 136.7 miles an hour. So Realtor posts a 4:22 on the qualifying page. There'll be one more qualifying round available, and that is coming up for you tomorrow. So the Midnight Special is going to see if it's got enough momentum to hit the exit, and it does. Great job, Rick. And our next pair are going to fire up here in a moment. Clint Cross from Athens, Texas, has the Crossways nitro-fueled altered set to go down the outside lane. Donnie McSwain, the Wild One. Methanol-fueled altered is going to be on the left side in the Phil's trailer sales lane. A pair of stout competitors never to be counted out. In all the years they've been racing Outlaw Fuel Altered Association competition, these two guys have plenty of credibility. Donnie McSwain's Wild One, consistently quick as this nitro-fueled machine of Clint Cross. All kinds of punch from that Alan Meyer-tuned Nitro Hemi. It's Friday night. It's Outlaw Fuel Altered Association qualifying, with much, much more on the way. Our Outlaw Fuel Altered Association competitors also compete for bonus money. The Shockwave Racing team boasts a bonus for the number 8 qualifier called the Hard 8 bonus. Alan Meyer of Meyer Enterprises posts the You Lift, You Lose bonus in memory of our dearly departed friend Tim Hay. The Best of Show bonus is presented in memory of Larry Reap by Grim Reaper Racing. And the Tommy Gunn's Speed Shop Top Speed of Eliminations bonus comes from Tommy Gunn's Speed Shop, the official chassis and fab shop of the Outlaw Fuel Altered Association. All right, race fans, you ready to see this Winged Warrior action? Here they go. Nitro car on the right side, methanol fueled car on the left side. Both drivers into the pre-stage. We're just a few inches from just giving them the signal to get down this racetrack. There they go, the methanol car out first. But here comes the nitro car. Look at that. 389 with a 5 and 201 miles an hour. You can tell there's a lot that goes into putting these cars together, and when they perform as well as that one just did, high fives, fist bumps, and hugs all around. Alan Meyer and the team from the Crossways Fuel Altered bunch, they are happy, and they have every right to be as they go to number 1 on the qualifying list. Look at that number, 389 with 201 plus miles an hour. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Donnie McSwain ran a 440, 121.56 miles an hour on that run. He just had the best seat in the house to watch Clint Cross strut his stuff to a 389 at 2.4 miles an hour. Well, one of the things that you have come to expect in Funny Car Chaos competition is powertrain. The first time we saw the guy in the left lane, Scott Parizo, was when they ran their turbocharged in altered competition, or in open competition at a Funny Car Chaos event. At that time, they lived in Colorado. They have since moved down to, I believe, Davis. And they have got this twin turbocharged Texas Twister, fuel altered. It's about the only one in Kentucky that runs a turbocharged power plant in fuel altered competition. Mark Hunter has the Nitro fueled Hemi, the power. For the jailbreak machine that you see in the Toyota lane, this crew made the trek to Eddyville, Iowa last year and came home with the championship in the World Fuel Altered Nationals A field. They have been working their way to that type of notoriety for some time. They have definitely found their groove. Scott Parisot on the left side in the turbo, sits in the pre-stage position, ready to go. Waiting to spool up the turbo and bump in that last few inches and get into the stage position. 3 bulbs lit, now 4, here we go. Look at this, side by side they go. 462 and 441. 134 miles an hour for the turbo on the left side, 164 miles an hour for the Nitro car on the right side. Hunter's jailbreak machine with a quicker elapsed time, 4.41. And the Texas Twister turbo altered goes 462. But they were side by side. Looked like they were bracket racing down there, driving the finish line. As it was close. Race fans, as those crews go down to pick up their drivers, be sure to show them some love, as they are definitely strutting their stuff and putting a great show for the fans here at the Texas Motorplex at the Funny Car Chaos Classic. Well, the turbo car looks like it made it off to the exit just right. The assist vehicle is going to push the jailbreak machine off. We should be good to go here momentarily. Coming up next, it's going to be a pair of methanol-fueled machines. Like we've got Raymond Dawson from Nevada, Texas, in the high-octane car. 2016 Outlaw Fuel Altered Association season champion. He's going to line up the man from West Virginia, Kurt Duckworth. They made a long tow down to the Motorplex to kick off the season at this extraordinary event. Both cars come to life. High octane and mass chaos. That might be Moss Chaos. But I think it's... Outlaw Fuel Altered Association, 27th consecutive season. These teams have been hanging out together and doing what they were. Now the 27th year, the rest of that story is that they were hanging around and doing the stuff they love to do for longer than that. Some folks like me, who long enough to remember the All-American Funny Car series, know that a lot of these racers ran that very series with their Outlaw alcohol funny cars back in the day. Should be a good pair right here. Dawson, when that car's running right, it's a consistent 3.8 second performer. Duckworth's car, we first saw them, not mistaken, out at that same race where we saw Pariso first. We had an exhibition event, and we opened it up to funny cars and fuel altereds. Scott Pariso and Kurt Duckworth took us up on the offer. Look at this side-by-side action. Telling you 398 and 404. Sweet pass for both of those competitors. 069 green to 280 green. Dawson got there first with a 98 at 183.6 miles an hour. But look at the West Virginia car. 404, 180.43 miles an hour. That dude was picking them up and down just rather quickly. Great pair, great passes for both of those competitors, and they put up very nice numbers to get themselves on the qualified list. Outlaw Fuel Altered Association, been thrilling crowds for many, many years. Be sure to catch up with them at any additional 4 races throughout the season. They've got a couple of more races here in the Metroplex. They've got one at Joplin, Missouri at Mocan Dragway. And they'll be in Oklahoma City in June. And we've got more. All right, here we go. Donnie Massey's from Denton. He's on the right side of the racetrack in the Toyota lane. The nitro-fueled machine called Showtime. Howard Ferris, the Bushwhacker machine on the left side of the racetrack in the Phil's trailer sales lane. Howard Ferris, of course, owner of the War Wagon team. Used to drive the War Wagon until handing off the driving duties to Kevin Kinsley. But he's going to show you he can still, as he steps into the supercar known as Bushwhacker. Jody Austin, we are glad you're here at the races, and we hope your recovery is very quick. But we're glad you chose to come out and let us experience the magic of the Bushwhacker. Howard Ferris brings the Bushwhacker through the water. He's going to be on a solo down the Phil's trailer sales lane. Howard Ferris built up a lot of notoriety when he was driving the War Wagon. Always quick, always fast. He steps into a hot rod that's kind of like made in his own image, because Jody Austin likes them fast, likes them unlimited. So Howard Ferris dusts off the fire suit, decides he's going to make a run. Jody Austin looking for a driver while he recovers. Looking forward to seeing this is Howard. Doesn't step into something mild, but rather steps into something wild. Dude's got it, doesn't he? 387, 205, 3 miles an hour. How about comes out of retirement and goes to number 1? Wow, nice run right there. 387, 205 point. Howard Ferris might be asking Jody, is that position going to be open for long? Number 1 qualifier, Howard Ferris, ladies and gentlemen. 387, 205.3 miles an hour. Beautiful run right there. I mean, it was right down the middle. Wow. So tough break there for the Showtime car. Donnie Massey, and they push it off to the side. Coming up, another pair of fuel altereds ready to come to life. I can see on the right side, 2-time Outlaw Fuel Altered Associate Champion Johnny Broussard, Lake Charles, Louisiana, the Purple Haze machine. And we've got the Earth Shaker on the left side of the Christmas tree in the Phil's trailer sales lane. Pair of methanol fueled machines, gonna see about putting up some big numbers because they both can. Watch this. Bruce Peterson Jr. has the Earth Shaker set to go down the Phil's trailer sales lane. Purple Haze crew working on their car, making sure the wheelie bar is set at just the right distance from the surface. Well, evidently John Broussard comes cockpit. So Bruce Peterson and the Earth Shaker on a solo run this time down that Phil's lane. Revs up on that supercharged alcohol break. Way through to a 409 at 174.59 miles an hour. Nice parachutes blossom out there past the quarter mile to bring it to a quick stop from there. 409, Bruce Peterson Jr. in the Earth Shaker. Nice from that beautiful machine. First time we've seen that car in Outlaw Fuel Altered or Funny Car Chaos competition. Hope to see more of them. Very nice. All right, some up to the toe strap. Taking them back to the pit area. Okay, the final altar to this first qualifying round for them is just about to fire up. Light it, they said. Jimmy Jones from Cleburne, Texas. Four-time Outlaw Fuel Altered Station Series champion. Lights up the Texas trimmer. Heats the tires and backs it up. Ready to take that Toyota lane to step. Yesterday in testing, I think Jimmy Jones wanted to see if he could raise some eyebrows. He definitely did, as he ran 3.73 seconds at 196 miles an hour. Let's see if they dial him. Funny car is coming up. Jimmy Jones has thinking, could I get another championship this year? He's a racer. Why wouldn't you think that? When you run like that, why not? 375 at 181.91 miles an hour. It was straight and true, right down the middle. Beautiful run. Kind of like that one yesterday that was just a little quicker, 373 yesterday, but 375, very nice. 059 green and a very nice run for Jimmy Jones. Well, that is going to do it for our first qualifying round for our Outlaw Fuel Altered Association competitors. How'd you like that, race fans? Plenty good. I love that. So I'm here to tell you that I could watch them every single weekend. And lucky me, I get to watch them next weekend too. Yes. Are you ready for funny cars? We have got some Friday night call-outs, and we are going to kick off with this one right here. A Hot Rod Herbie, Justin Herbst in the Executioner Corvette, taking the right side lane, racing Wayne Hoffman in the China Syndrome. What about Hot Rod Herbie? I'm telling you what, when he comes to Funny Car Chaos, he is always bringing the show and putting it front and center. North Platte, Nebraska, hometown for Hot Rod Herbie. Does that long burnout way heck out there. The China Syndrome machine of Wayne Hoffman. Like I said, this is a call out. And in a call out, there's a little sugar on the side and sometimes there's not. But on this particular run, the winner gets 500 American dollars presented by Route 37 Performance and Bad Cad Racing. When you got friends like Bad Cad Racing and Route 37 Performance, you know you've got some great friends. Appreciate them stepping up to add a little bit of extra, like 500 extra reasons to be excited about this particular race. Supercharged, methanol-fueled, big block, Chevy power, both sides of the Christmas tree. Running for the number, but also running for the win this time, because there's $500 on the line. Hang around with Hot Rod Herbie and find out how much he'd like to win that $500. He's a competitor. They both are. Oh, my. They are going all at it. Man, I'm telling you what. Hot Rod Herbie is all over the place. Apparently lost the steer that one because when it came across from one side to the other side, it went straight into the wall at an angle, not straight, but went into the wall. Not exactly as hard an impact as it could have been. You can see Hot Rod Herbie pop out the top, so he seems to be all right. But a little bit of anxious excitement there as that got a little out of hand. Race fans, you guys and gals get it. I appreciate the support for our Hot Rod Herbie as he kept that car between the guard walls and used them both to keep it there. But wow, that was a wild ride. 469 at 141 miles an hour was enough to get the win for Wayne Hoffman. They'll be glad to have it, but we're all glad that we got to see Hot Rod Herbie pop out of the top of that Corvette funny car. That, my friends, was one wild ride. So the emergency has rolled. All right, so our emergency crew rolled quickly. A word from the crash site that Herbie's okay. It appeared like he was okay when he popped up out of that escape hatch rather quick. They are taking care of Justin right at the moment. So as our emergency crews and personnel are on the way to assess the damage on the racetrack so they can begin with the cleanup, we're going to be standing down while they are off the racetrack and do the cleanup. In the meantime, hey, Laney, what do you see from where you sit?
Also, ladies and gentlemen, want to let you know that the Stars Over Texas Music Festival, which happens during Stampede of Speed in October, will be coming back right here, and we're going to have tickets going on sale for that, I believe, next Friday. So be sure and follow all of our social media and our websites for that. Those tickets will be going on sale, and we have a heck of a music lineup coming to you in 2023 for the Stars Over Texas Music Festival. And we want to take this time to invite our track crew, the unsung heroes of the Texas Motorplex, to keep this track in tip-top shape week after week for all of us. We want to say a big thank you to those guys. Doing a phenomenal job all weekend right here in Funny Car Chaos Motorplex. Those guys are going to get this cleared up, and we'll be back to racing in just a few moments from right now. As always, we are happy to have Chris Graves and the Funny Car Chaos team back at the Texas Motorplex in 2023, as they always bring a great event. A lot of great drivers, a lot of race cars we see come through the Texas Motorplex in this weekend. And we are happy to have them back right here in 2023 as we see things clearing up on that track. We're going to prep and get it back in shape and ready to go to continue Friday night under the lights right here at the Texas Motorplex. trying to get the racetrack in order and back to racing here on Friday. We also have the good times Texas Motorplex. Oh, guys, come on, that was terrible. So we also have the good times on Friday. Come on, make it. That's better. We're in Texas. You know, we have the Texas Motorplex. We put on a bunch of music festival every year. But I tell you what, I love about Funny Car Chaos. We just play all the rock and roll. We got the rock and roll bands now on Friday. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play a little rock and roll. We're going to see how well you guys know it, okay? I want y'all to sing along. Y'all ready? Come on, y'all not get louder than that. I said, y'all ready? All right, come on, let's do it.
Thank you, Laney. I appreciate that so much. Hey, race fans, we have got funny cars ready to go as we are in the Friday night call-outs. And we've got quite a few more of those to go as we have great racers getting ready to fire them up and have a grand time. Ray Stringer and Danny Smith. Lighting the fires here. Little bit of a Rocky Mountain throwdown here as we've got Ray Stringer from Alamogordo, New Mexico. On the left side of the racetrack in the blown, scentless Nitro Chevy. You may never see a more enthusiastic race crew anywhere than this bunch from Alamogordo, New Mexico. They bring plenty of excitement with that nitro fuel team. Danny Smith comes to us from Pine, Colorado. The Snafu Gen 4 F-body is over on the Toyota side of the racetrack. Friday night call-outs. Bragging rights and more on the line. Of course, these are also qualifying runs. Danny Smith made a nice run the first time, but he didn't get credit for it because the car left before it activated, and he did not get a time. Ray Stringer ran a 5:55, and they're looking for a much better number this time. Let's see if they get it. Pulling hard, but it's going to be the alcohol-fueled car getting to the finish line first. Look at the numbers. 4:23, 169.5 miles an hour. Danny Smith puts a win light up Colorado delegation and runs a 4:23, 169.5. He had a starting line advantage, so he was out front against Ray Stringer, and that big Chevy was pulled. Just didn't quite have enough oomph, or maybe not quite enough racetrack. Stops the clocks through the 660 at 4.40 seconds at 166 miles per hour flat. So the call out goes to the Colorado car. Danny Smith gets the win in that go. 4:23. Nice run for Danny Smith. And a 4:40. Once again, Ray Stringer's nitro-fueled Chevy team. It's better than that. Not a lot. So they are excited to see that car go right down the middle like it did. Well, races, here comes our next pair. It's going to be the Brutus Mach 1 Mustang of the Flying Butcher, Chris Schneider and John Hill. They are going to be lined up against the Lone Star at Motorsports Maximum Overdrive Camaro. I love this matchup right here because you can almost close your eyes and think it's 1971. 1970 and a half was what they called that year model of the Camaro, the original second generation. So pretty much 1971. And the Mustang changed over its particular body style in 1971 with that long fastback. So put it in black and white, you might just be looking at 1970 funny car action in the heyday of the manufacturer's meet and other such great events in the heritage of drag racing. So side by side, it's Texas on the left side, Missouri on the right side. A pair of bad to the bone hot rods with supercharged fuel-injected methanol Hemis. Ford versus Chevy body. Oh, the Flying Butchers out on him. Can he hang on? Yes, he can. 430 beats a 413. Oh, my goodness. Chris Schneider's been talking about his reaction times. He got another one. 0.003 reaction time. It looked like the Brutus Mach 1 was out front. That's because it was 003 green to a 197 green. And Chris Schneider gets the win light, 430 at 166 miles an hour. Smiley Cordero was closing fast, 177.78 miles per hour fast in 4.133 seconds. So both cars, very nice runs down the race, a margin of victory of 2/100ths of a second. So the call-outs continue here on Friday night in funny car qualifying at the third annual Lone Star Forklift Funny Car Chaos Classic at Motorplex, presented by SoCal Speed Shop of Waco, Texas. Race number 1, the Spell Paving Services Funny Car Chaos Championship Tour 2023, presented by Wolf Pumps, Fat Tires Apparel, XL Drywall, and Performance Motor Coaches, RV, and Marine. I want to say a big welcome to all of you watching on the FlowRacing.com live stream. We're excited to have you as part of the program, part of the show here at the Texas Motorplex. Well, it's Fabio Jordan Ballou. So named because with the hairstyle, it's like he should be on a cover of one of those novels. He's out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and his car is beautiful. He and his dad did the paint on that. If you get a chance to go out into the pits, take a look at the Ballou Thunder 1960 funny car. Check it out. The paint, stunning in his paint. Alex Barker, he's got a couple of wins in Funny Car Chaos competition. And they both came in the final race of the season in the last 2 years. Alex Barker, Marlow, Oklahoma, Black GTO. The Dry Hop King, Jordan Ballou, doing the dry hops on the Toyota side of the racetrack, indicating that he is just about ready to go. Couple of chirps, couple of dry hops. He's pulled up to just about to the point of being able to tickle the infrared turn on the pre-stage. Body comes up on the back in Black GTO. Evidently everything's okay as they put the lid back down. Alex guides the car up to the pre-stage beams on the starting line. F-body right side, body left side. Chevy power right side, Hemi power left side. Ballou Thunder back in black. Should be a knockdown drag out. We got black and blue. This one goes to Ballou. 442, 160 miles an hour, takes out a 478 at 163 and a half. 027 Christmas tree for Fabio as he was out front and never looked back. Didn't have to. 442 gets there first. Margin of victory of just about a half a second. And Ford's put up good numbers for this second qualifying round on Friday night under the lights. Funny car qualifying at the Funny Car Chaos Classic. Happy to have you joining us. We've got over 150 race cars in the house. You've got a chance to see just about all of them. And the ones that you haven't seen, you'll probably be seeing coming up in just a few minutes. Next pair coming up, it's going to be number 1 versus number 3 in 2022 points. Jeff Cameron and Kirk Williams going side by side, and another one of those sugar on the side call-outs. $500 to the winner by Steve Stamps and Stamps Family Farms. Steve Stamps, we thank you very much for adding a little excitement to the racing with this call-out bonus. Jeff Cameron going to be in the Texas car on the right side of the racetrack. That's your Toyota lane. The Jake's Speed Shop Red Ryder Firebird. It's got that Super Jimmy power. They powered their way to a number 3 finish in 2022 Funny Car Chaos Racing. Finishing a couple of spots back. Guy on the left side. A dominant performance, to say the least, for Kirk Williams and Team 200 Proof out of Glenwood, Iowa. As that Gen Pontiac Firebird with the methanol-fueled Hemi laid waste to the field just about everywhere. The only guy that beat him in the races for points was the final round at Kearney, Nebraska, where Jeff Cameron got the measure of Kirk Williams. So he proved it could be done. Can he do it again? 200 Proof versus Jake's Speed Shop, the Red Ryder. Man, that's just how you draw it up. What a drag race. Kirk Williams gets there first. 367 beats the 375, and the mile per hour, both cars over 200 miles per hour. 367 208 beats a 375 at 205. They were cooking, and I mean those runs. I'm sitting right behind them, and they were straight down the middle. The camera will bear me out on that, as those cars were hooked up and sailing right down the racetrack here at the Texas Motorplex. So great runs by both teams. The outcome winds up being the same as it is most of the time, but it's opposite of the outcome at Kearney, Nebraska. So the $500 from Steve Stamps and Stamps Family Farms goes to Kirk Williams. Once again, thanks very much to Stamps Family Farms for those 500 extra reasons to get fired up. What a pair. That was outstanding. Next pair coming to the line as we are clear on the top end and good to go. This is the 3rd annual Funny Car Chaos Classic, which means what? It means there's been 2 before then, before now. The winner of the first one is the guy on the left side. That is Kyle Smith from Wichita, Kansas, the giant killer. Methanol-fueled Mustang is taking on the winner of last year's Rodak Custom Coffee A field in the Funny Chaos Classic, the man from Albuquerque, Lyle Greenberg, in that beautiful Cone Hunter Corvette. The 2 previous winners, Marvin Rodak's Custom Coffee and Grills A-Field Funny Cars. Got a chance to see Marvin today. I got to tell you, I've told you before, but if you haven't talked to Marvin Rodak on the phone, you are missing a treat. That is one great guy. 817-924-6821 is the number. He's got barbecue grills, he's got rubs, he's got sauces, and of course he's got the freshest roasted coffee in the whole wide world. It's some wonderful stuff. Give Marvin a call and he'll tell you all about it. You'll have a blast getting acquainted with one more great guy. Been sponsoring our Chaos since day number one. We're happy he's still aboard. And we're still happy that we're helping him make new friends. The nitro-fueled Cone Hunter takes the Toyota lane, the Methanol PC Disposal Mustang, nicknamed I Will Bury You. Both cars stay ready. Got us another great match right here, and Kyle Smith actually does manage to get it done. Look, once again, 364 and 366. Starting line advantage 050 green to an 097 green. Kyle Smith out front, and he hangs on all the way through. 364 beats a 366. Both of those numbers, excellent, outstanding, and once again, they were side by side from the hit. Came down to the finish line with a margin of victory of 0.06 of a second. Very,